Hey guys, and welcome back to No Matter Garage, and in today's episode we are going to be installing the Dakota Digital gauges, carpet, and some other stuff. But step one is get rid of the old gauges and install the new ones.
The two screws came out from here and over on the other side. The big screw that held the plate on screws in right there. Two bolts on either side of the steering column need to be removed so you can pull down in the steering column when the time comes. You have to detach this collar, and then you have to try to clear these two posts here. From here you trim on the way out. Detach everything else that's in there, speedometer, cable, lights, etc. And then it should come out. This type of socket was needed to remove the old gauges. The gauges are installed with provided Phillips screws and lock washers. You can see the ribbon connectors that connect the two smaller gauges to the mothership in the middle. You have the option of reusing the turn signals, and then this was oil pressure light, but the oil pressure is going to be on the new gauge. So I'm using the little blackouts that are included. What I'm finding though is you have to file these little ears down flat, so this will fit like it did originally.
Step two, install the sensors.
The oil pressure and water temp wiring cables have different connectors, so it's not possible to make a mistake. Here's a shot at the water temp sensor. The oil pressure sensor was a little bit tricky. I added a 1/2-inch spacer so it would clear the manifold when tightening. I also pulled up the distributor so I could slip the connector in place and then drop the distributor back down on top of the connector. Here's a shot of the transmission sensor with the cable routed toward the front of the car. The sensor stays in place with the use of a retaining clip.
Step three is wire everything.
As you can see, there's a lot of wires coming from everywhere. This includes the Cat 5 wire coming from the main gauge. Don't worry, it ends well. I left a long enough loop so if I needed to work on anything, I could pull it down to an open area. Here's a shot of the wiring attached to the brain box. Everything is clearly labeled, and I mounted the box behind the kick panel.
Step four, program the brain box.
I mounted the control switch that activates the menu system under the dash. You hold the switch down while turning the car on and enter the menu system. Here you can set up speedometer, tach, voltmeter, water, oil, fuel, lighting, and display preferences. Get out of the menu system, turn the car off, turn it back on. It's like Christmas. You got your temp gauge, speedometer, tach, volts, gas. Then over here is oil pressure. Now that the gauges are done, we're going to install some carpeting. Underneath the carpet, we're laying down a heat and sound barrier. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah.
Look good so far?
Yeah.
Alright, so we got the carpet in, and we got some sill plates in. I'm working on the door windlace. Kind of looks like this stuff right here. And we got to this piece. I wasn't quite sure how to make this windlace fit in here. I found some information on the old internet, and I'll share with you how I'm gonna go about doing this. What I did was I took this piece, cut a sample, and I trimmed down this cardboard about 1/8 of an inch, and the fabric here on one side 1/8 of an inch, Then I rolled this other side of the fabric over the whole shooting match. And slide that into this gap. Then it looks like that. And it doesn't want to come out. We finished installing the windlace around the windows. Now today we're gonna put this covering over the wheel wells in the back on both sides. There, we got both sides covered. On the next episode of No Matter Garage, we're gonna tackle some of the bubbling rust in the doors and rocker panel. Oh my. Hey, thanks for joining us in this episode of No Matter Garage. Please remember to click subscribe, you like, and send a comment, all that jazz. And the next episode, we're gonna get ready to paint the top of the 57, maybe some other paint work. Getting ready to move it down the road. You gonna buy it from me?
How much?
I don't know, you gotta tell me, you gotta make me an offer.
I don't know.
How much do you think it's worth?
It depends on the miles.
How about if you don't know how many miles on it? How expensive would it
Like 15,000.
be? All right, goodbye.